just like, let me look in these DMs. So of course I'm like, what's in there? I don't know what's in there type thing. So that was the first thing, because I just felt like it was just a privacy thing.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Mad. Interesting stuff. Woody and Amani talking about their situation with the text situation, the DM situation. I want to come and give my little perspective on it, and some things that I believe that weren't said that I think picked up on, which are important. But we'll get into that. So guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for a notification of the uploads. We appreciate you. Stay locked, stay loaded. You got the minerals. You already know if you're a returnee, baby. Alright, cool. So Woody and Amani, perfect couple. We love them. We love their energy. We love how they are. We appreciate the way that they sort things out quickly. We love the way that they talk, communicate. We love the fact that even if they have different points, they're respectful to one another. And so they are the favorite couple on this show. And Woody's that surprise package that I think a lot of us weren't ready for. We thought he was going to be the one that's going to move mad, and Miles was going to prove everybody right. And unfortunately, it's been the other way around, right? And not even unfortunately, fortunately, and we appreciate that about a black brother. You know what I'm saying? He's taking it seriously. You know, he's gone into therapy before this. He's really gone and done work on himself, and I really appreciate that. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't agree with everything he did. If you watched our live, we spoke about the fact he started his grandma's house but makes a lot of money. Someone said he makes a lot of money. I was like, okay, well, why is he spending so much money on clothes but hasn't put money down for a house? Like you know what I'm saying? Maybe he has put money down for a house. We don't know, but we'll just kind of, you know, asking those questions, right? All right, cool. So this particular episode, we get to see a situation where Amani and Woody have a little tinge. It wasn't even that long, but it was a little tiff about the DMs and the phone situation, and I see it from two different points. Okay, I know that obviously with Amani, when they have two different perspectives on the situation. I think that's what's key about this scenario. It's about the way that we perceive something. We don't always perceive things the exact same way. As much as they are, as much as them two are very cohesive and very together, no two humans are exactly alike because God made us individually, you know?
That type thing. So that was the first thing, because I just felt like it was just a privacy thing. And then we moved on from that point.
What prevented you from projecting and saying, this is something I wasn't looking for?
And so we have different viewpoints to different things. We have different experiences that cause us to look at scenarios completely differently. This is one of them, okay? And so when Amani states that she said she made a joke about have you got what kind of hose you got in your phone, you know, and, you know, basically let me see your kind of phone kind of thing, whatever. He reacts defensively, okay, in retaliation to what she said, and doesn't want her to see the phone, basically. Like, you're invading my privacy, as he said.
Went from me joking to like, what you need to see my DMs for?
Why are you trying to front like?
She was like, no, let me see your phone.
You're intruding on my privacy, right? Now, his defensiveness causes a spike in Amani, right? Naturally, if you've been in this life long enough, you will too feel the same way that Amani felt. And the reason why is because once you've been done dirty in this life, I'm saying some of you haven't been done dirty. That's why your mind is kolo. You haven't been done dirty, so you don't understand sometimes. Look, when you've been done dirty, your mind thinks differently. If you've never been cheated on, or at least betrayed, oh my God, you will think differently. Trust me, you would know it before you're dead. So obviously as soon as she heard that defensiveness, her back went against the wall, and then suddenly, and I love the fact that she never really raises her voice. The tone just becomes a bit firmer, but she doesn't raise her voice, right? And she gets annoyed at the fact that obviously, you know, like, yo, like, why are you being defensive? Like, yo, I said it as a joke, right? And I think when obviously Miles obviously didn't hear it as a joke, right? And here's why I believe Miles didn't hear it as a joke. And I think it's what was said and what was not said. All right, cool. Look, if you joke around about my phone, I'm not gonna get defensive. All right, unless I feel there's an opportunity or there's a percentage that you may go through my phone and there.
You have.
It really came out of nowhere. You know how you kind of get an inkling like somebody might be kind of hiding something.
So I asked him, like,
to be something that you find. Now, I also respect the fact that your phone is a part of your privacy. So for me, I like my phone to be, you know, my phone. I don't have a password on there, but if you want to go for my phone, you can go through it. But I would feel a bit violated if you didn't ask. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, why would you need to go through my phone? Like, do you not trust me? That would be my kind of mindset, right? And so I understand that point of view from Woody. What concerned me was the fact that what he said later on to Pastor Cal when he was explaining the situation. Okay? And that made me feel like his defensiveness was more than that. I'm not saying that he's cheating. I'm going to say that very, very clear. I don't think he's cheating. But I believe some of the messages that are in his chat that he's seen, okay, that he may have seen or may have brushed past or noses there, are very inappropriate. I'm gonna lay it out there. Yeah. I think there's some messages in their phone, in his DMs, that are beyond, that I think that if the roles were reversed, he would feel a certain type of way. Why do I say this? Later on, when speaking to Pastor Cal, and Pastor Cal mentioned about the DM situation, he said, this is Woody's words. You know, he expressed the fact that
He's just like, let me look in these DMs. So of course I'm like, what's in there? I don't know what's in there type thing. So that was the first thing, because I just felt like it was just a privacy thing.
Didn't know what was in there. So, you know, blah, blah. And here's my thing. What do you mean you didn't know what was in there? Well, if I don't know what's in there, why would I be defensive about it? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if I don't know what's in there, why would I be defensive about it? Unless I know there's a propensity of people to send me stuff that potentially would be concerning. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that he replied. I'm not saying that he said anything that was bad. But I'm saying that what was coming in was probably some way. And maybe he saw some of the messages that were coming in some way, right? But when you become defensive, you act as if you got something to hide, rather than, like, what could have happened would have been, okay, let's say some girls will send you DMs, right? Either you might have replied and said, listen, I'm sorry, but I've got a girlfriend, or maybe you didn't say anything. Just pass it to Amani, be like, Amani, listen, this is what they say, you know. Me, I don't do anything with it, but it's what they say. I don't do anything with it, right? And what that does is just makes you accountable. It's like, all right, look, I've showed you, because at the end of the day, if I've got nothing to hide, I'm not involved with these girls. They're sending me these things. I think...
You have.
It really came out of nowhere. You know how you kind of get an inkling like somebody might be kind of hiding something?
So I asked him.
think that Woody's lifestyle, the party lifestyle with certain gal, it does catch up with you eventually, you know. And so maybe some of these girls that he's run around in the past or whatever, now sending messages towards him, blah, blah, blah. And maybe that's all in the DMs in there. I'm not saying, again, he replied. I'm saying it probably might be there. It might be concerning. Maybe he doesn't want to explain how he knows some of these girls. And then it will be like Amani might have to say, lock it off or whatever. Sometimes the thought, the man can sometimes think way ahead that this could get blown out of proportion, And so to save himself that effort, the defense came out.
So one, that made me like look at her like, what are you doing? Invading my private space? Like, you tripping?
Because the defense should have never come out. If she was correctly making a joke, it should have never come out. And he said it later on. The fact that, you know, he didn't know what was in there, that's what caused his reaction. Deep it, not because look, what it was not necessarily. He said yes, my privacy. No, brother, be honest. You weren't sure if it was going to cause a calamity in there. You weren't sure, you know. You know, and so later on, also he explains about moving on from that point as well. You know, he spoke about obviously the fact that, you know, dealing with problems, they can pull it aside, etc., etc. And I think Pascal picked up on this very, very well as well, by saying, listen, do you think that could be a problem? And, you know, Woody was like, yeah, of course it could be a problem, because if it's bigger problems and you don't deal with it, you know, it can come up and bite you. And that's the truth. If they are a type to, and this is why I say to people, listen, like, I'm not afraid of conflict in a relationship. I'm afraid of the way you fight. The way you fight is different from the conflict. The conflict itself is natural. It's going to happen. We're going to disagree. But it's the way that you fight. You ever had an argument with somebody and they're just totally you know, calm about it. They're having a discussion with you. They disagree with your point of view. And at the end you go, do you know what? I don't agree with what you said. Let's agree to disagree, right? And you feel like you haven't lost anything. There's other people out here trying to drop bars, bombs, cusses, insults. And then now the fight is now an actual fight, rather than just a debate or an argument, right? So it's about the way that you fight that can be a problem. The things that you say.
I'm really not argumentative at all. My patience get really, really short, fast. Like, I will probably agree just so I can stop talking about it. So, like, if I feel like I'm beating a dead...
Hey, can dictate how someone may receive or take the information you've just given them, right? And so, yes, you can't put things aside all the time. I think some of them you can alleviate and say, hey, look, do you know what? It's not worth it, leave it alone. I think, but there are some cases where you just can't put it underneath the rug. Like, the rug is getting full. The rug is building, sir. It's a molehill inside of your house. Eventually, it's going to be overrun. Rats going to come in. Vermin going to come in. Little wood lice and them thing there going to come in. All these kind of little things that come in and take little food and thing. They're going to all be there. Cockroach and thing. All up in the carpet, blood. Why? Because you've left a whole mess there you've not cleaned. You have to clean it. You know, you have to clean it. Just like your house needs maintenance, your relationship needs maintenance, it needs to be clean. And so some of these arguments can't be just pushed aside. They have to be sorted, solved, and there has to be a solution to it so that people can feel okay, you know? Some things can keep on running because they take longer to solve. Like any business, like there are certain issues that are constant running on business. We say, right now, it's not going to kill us. We're going to let it run for a few months. It may even take a few years, but we'll let it run because it doesn't kill the business. There are certain things that kill business we've got to sort out now. And that's what you got to decide in a relationship. What kills a relationship, what doesn't. Yeah? What doesn't kill a relationship must be sorted out now. You know, that's the truth of the matter. And so, you know, I love the fact that Amani as well was saying that, you know, she's no longer scared anymore. You know, she's ready to love him, and she said she loved him. And I love the fact that, you know, when she did say she loved him, she bought him some gifts and stuff like that. You know, again, do you know what I'm saying? Like, look at this, Karen. Look at your age mate. Look at your age mate. Look what she's doing. You know, look what she's doing. You tell me you love me, and you show me that you love me. You know what I'm saying? Even if she just said it would have been enough, right? But that's her love language, I guess, is gifts as well. So, you know,
Good morning.
It's a little strange and scary to love him just because like it's so soon.
I love the fact that, you know, they did, you know, quell the debate very quickly, and obviously it wasn't a very long thing, explosive thing. I'm not making it bigger than it is. I'm just talking about the fact that, you know, these things do happen, DMs and stuff like that. We're in that kind of world nowadays. I guess the only kind of thing is to make sure that obviously as well that, you know, it's not an ego booster for Woody. And the reason why I say that again is I hope it's not an ego booster. It's because of the comment that was made at the very end. At the very end, he was talking to Amani and saying sometimes he feels like he might not be good enough or whatever. And she said, and she had to say to him, listen, look. And I love the fact she reassured him. She said, no, you are good enough.
You're that guy. But
Why wouldn't you be that guy?
I don't know. You know, anything can happen. You know, life itself happens. Yeah.
Know that you're good enough. You get me? So, you know, sometimes when people don't feel like they're good enough, they can compensate by trying to ego boost. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing that I you know, I used to do it when I was not so long ago. Like, I was cutting there, bruv. I used to do that not so long ago. Yeah, I used to do that same thing where you don't feel like you're good enough, or you don't feel like you're worthy, and it might not be just towards a person. It might be towards a relationship in general, and then you start to do things to try and improve, or, you know, to ego boost you so that you feel like you're worthy. You know what I mean? Having many women around you, or many girls, or just stupid, just stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And that could be a contributing factor as to why the DMs might have been full. And rather than saying that, you know, maybe cutting some of these people off, maybe that could be a part of it as well. No, that's me just kind of just bringing pieces together. I'm not saying that's what it actually is. I love Woody and Amani, and I believe they've got great future if they continue to keep on checking in with one another and sorting out problems. Problems are there to be solved. Problems are there to be solved. They're not to kill you. They are there to be solved. When a problem arises, it's an opportunity for someone to bring a solution, being creative with it, and to do it together as well. So, guys, I love Woody and Amani, and I appreciate them. So, guys, if you have any thoughts towards the scenario, the situation, what you thought about Woody and Amani, and what you thought about the DM situation, let us know down below. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever dealt with a situation where your partner has some DMs that you wanted to just ask them about and you got defensive? Let us know. Click down below and comment as well. Appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. More love, Little Black Bet 91.